everyone. I hope you're all doing fine. I am kind of on my vacation here in Antalya, and I have really good energy today and great vibe to do a recording for you guys. So today I would like to talk about doing activities, tasks in the classroom for students to remember the vocabulary better. And this is something you should be doing in the class. You probably are already doing it, but not aware of it. So in our classes, we usually need to do retrieval practices in order for our students to remember the words better. Many times when students are not improving their speaking skills in the classroom, or if they are struggling with remembering words, it is because we are not doing enough retrieval practices. And what do I mean by retrieval practices? Retrieval practices are basically, they are exercises to train our brain in remembering words and remembering how to use them. I have one activity today to share with you, which you can use it in the classroom to expand their vocabulary range. This activity is divided into many different tasks. So you can choose one of the tasks from this activity. This activity is quite simple. You basically ask your students to write down 5 vocabulary they remember from previous lesson. These 5 vocabulary, once it's in the notebook, you can monitor, observe, elicit from them those 5 words and write them down on the whiteboard. Once you have all their 5 words, or you choose one word from each person to write on the whiteboard, however you want to do. It's your choice. After that, you then think about the words that are on the whiteboard. Why are these words on the whiteboard? Perhaps there are also really tricky words that you've taught last lesson, but it's not there. And you can ask why those words are not on the whiteboard, yeah? So that will also help you to think about the words that they don't remember yet. So for you to have like a troubleshooting time of those words. So these students, they see their 5 vocabulary on the whiteboard. So what's next? Next is you can get them to pair them up and ask each other questions like, oh, what is this word? What is that word? And they ask and answer each other, yeah? So if any words someone forgot, their partner can teach it to them. So it's to make the class more student-centered. Okay, so with the same activity, if you have kids who are 7 to 8 years old, perhaps younger than that, and they happen to be new, they have no exposure of the English language, then what you can do is you can get them to draw the 5 vocabulary and write the words down under each picture so they don't forget. After that, you get them to flip the paper over and draw the same pictures, but without the vocabulary, and then get them to pass the paper around. And when the other students get their classmates' picture, they can try to guess which vocabulary is with which picture. After they guess it, they can flip the paper over and check the answers. Okay, so that is also a good retrieval practice. After that, there is another task you can do with them, or you can use it in a different lesson, depending on you. But with the same activity, with a different task, if they are more experienced in English language, if they have the cognitive skills to do it, you can get them to formulate their own questions with the 5 vocabulary they have written down. So 5 questions with each vocabulary. This is very good because even if they are weak in thinking how to formulate something, you can still train them, right? Because our brains need to be trained. So this is a good opportunity for the young learners to develop their cognitive thinking skills. While they are formulating the questions, you can monitor, see if the spellings are correct, if there are any grammatical mistakes, and then afterwards, you get them to ask each other questions. So it's fun, it's memorable, and the questions are more personalized than the usual icebreaker that you give them as an example, right? So it's more personalized, more memorable for them to walk around asking their classmates certain questions. You can put a time limit as well. This retrieval practice is very good because, not just because it's personalized, but it helps you to understand if they know how to use the words. Because many times our young learners or adults even, they think they know the words, they think they remember the words, perhaps they do remember the meaning, but they don't know how to use it. And it's normal. This is why they need to do this activity to understand if they really know the words or if they really know how to use them. Okay, now with the same activity of those 5 vocabulary, we have a different task. And the task is going back to the whiteboard, looking at the words, or you can write it down on a piece of paper, like a piece of big paper, so you can keep it for the next lesson. Or if you're teaching online, you can keep it in your Miro board. But with those 5 words on your board, or maybe more, the ones that you elicited from them, with those words, you get them to talk to each other. What is the difference between this word and that word? What is the difference between this word and that word? They ask each other and they try to formulate the meaning. Yeah, they try to explain to each other why is this word different from the other word, and that helps them to remember the meaning better. Yeah. Of course, you can go to Kahoot, you can go to, what is the other one? I think Quizlet. Yeah, you can also go to those materials, those tools for them to remember the meaning and everything. But what I don't like about them is that without these tools, students seem to be less focused in remembering those meaning, or they seem to remember less effectively. They are great, they are good boosters, but I don't use them so often, yeah, for remembering vocabulary, just to boost the classroom, to boost the energy. It's good, okay? So with the same activity again, here is my other task, and this task is evaporating the letters. So you can hide half of the letters of those words, and you can check if they remember how to say those words. And in this process, you also help them to notice where is the stress. Many times, again, they probably know the meaning, they probably already know how to use the words, but they can't pronounce it. And when we are teaching vocabulary, we don't teach only one thing. We have to teach meaning, form, and pronunciation. This is how we understand they really know the word well. So you check their pronunciation once you evaporated the words, review those words slowly and mark the stresses with them. Or they can do it with a partner. If they are familiar with the task already, they probably can do it with their partner on their own notebook. And finally, the final suggestion from me to you is that you can give these tasks to them as homework. Once they are very familiar with this procedure, you can give it to them as homework to remember vocabulary by themselves. And this is great. This helps them to build their learners' autonomy. They are able to study on their own without you. How cool is that? All right, guys, I hope this activity and these tasks are helpful for you, and I will see you later for more videos. Bye.